What was the motivation to start?
I'm working 9 to 5. Basically, before I didn't have any experience with dropshipping at all whatsoever. My biggest motivation is to retire my mom and my parents, provide them the life.
What made you pull the risky trigger of paying me for a mentorship?
Your strategy was super new for me. Everybody was talking about Shopify dropshipping. During the mentorship was around 17K profit. If I wasn't in this mentorship, in theory, I won't be thinking about outsourcing the customer VA or hiring more people.
When and how did you get your first win in the program?
I launched my first product and it was already making some sales. Eventually, I scaled the product to 700 in revenue per day. Here is the key to success. For example, if you see this, you just need to immediately execute, no excuses.
What's up, guys? I just finished recording a really nice interview with my client Vova, and he started, I think, around 3.5 months ago with the mentorship, and he just sent me a screenshot that he surpassed 100K in total revenue, as you can see on his Funnelish store, and he was a complete beginner before that. So we just recorded a super valuable interview. You will get to see how someone combines this with their 9-to-5 job and is still able to make 100,000 in revenue as a complete beginner. So please enjoy this interview and make sure to watch it until the end, because you do not want to miss any of these golden nuggets. Enjoy. All right, guys, I'm here with my client Vova. Vova is a client for the past 4 months. You've been a client in the mentorship. You've been combining this mentorship with a job, and you're one of the fastest growing clients, doing one of the biggest numbers in the mentorship, mainly the most consistent one. So please, Vova, introduce yourself. How old are you? Where are you from? Do you have a job? What's your education, etc.?
Thanks for invitation. I am from Ukraine originally, and I live in Poland for 10 years. I'm 28 and I'm working 9 to 5. Basically, before I didn't have any experience with dropshipping at all whatsoever. It was limited to the videos on YouTube that I was watching. Other people having the success, or a lot of mentors sharing their stuff. So this is my knowledge about the dropshipping. I never done it by myself before. I'm still working, and for the past 4 months, which I was in the mentorship, I was working as well. Also wasn't limited even to 9 to 5, because my job is I'm project manager and I travel a lot, and it means that my time is very limited sometimes. And yeah, it wasn't a easy start, but for sure I don't regret that I did this choice, because eventually I achieved some success, but it wasn't easy at all with the job, for sure.
So you had absolutely zero experience with dropshipping before starting this. So you just were looking online, interested in escaping your 9 to 5. Like, what was the motivation to start? And
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate my job. Let's say I consider it's not the worst one. Basically, and travel a lot. This company it's big corporation. We're building wind turbines. You can see one behind me. So my motivation was basically on my mindset. When I started working, I knew that my job will not give me the amount of salary enough to have the life I want for my family. So my biggest motivation is to retire my mom and my parents and to provide them the life that they want. As I told them, I'm originally from Ukraine, and we have tough situation there. And I can say honestly, I'm from poor family, and at the moment, what I achieved in life, it was by my own, say, forces. I moved abroad by myself. I didn't know anybody here. I'm studied here. I started to work here and gather some capital. And always in the back of my head, I had this feeling that I want to try to build something else, something which will have more possibilities to scale, and eventually I would be able to help myself and to help my family. So that's my motivation.
And what made you pull the trigger? Because if you have a job, even if you have the biggest dreams in the world, you have a job and you're making your money, and everything is probably better than how you grew up with the job already. So what made you pull the risky trigger of paying me for a mentorship and giving up your free hours to build your business?
I guess it's a mindset, maybe. I let's say I never felt comfortable, first of all, about the thought that I will work 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, and be living in depth. I am in that circle though, and it's also pretty hard. I can relate to those people who have that feeling inside, and for example, all the people around them, they feeling okay having a job, having the mortgage on their house, having the car in leasing, and living this rat race lifestyle. But on the other hand, have a comfort zone. I couldn't relate to those people. I wasn't happy deep inside, and what was killing this feeling, the fact that I was busy with my job all the time. I didn't have a chance to strategize my thoughts. Okay, what I need to do actually. I had an excuse that I'm so busy that I don't even have time to think about it. Yeah, but eventually I felt maybe miserable inside, and I couldn't stand with this thought that in the long run I will be working. So I started to look at least for some possibilities. It was actually my New Year resolution. It can sound cliche, but it was at least some time on my 9 to 5 that I have a free time for myself to reload my thoughts. Okay, what the year passed, I already working in this company for 5 years. What's next? Do I still want to do it? And I know the answer was no. Then what is the alternative? And yeah, dropshipping seems to be like you have so many social proof online. You just click dropshipping and you can see a ridiculous amount of guys who are having success, at least some success, which can allow you to escape your job. So I thought that it's the way to go. And for me, it was just a question, okay, whom can I pick as a mentor? Because I knew with the job, I cannot do this by myself. I will quit anyway because I would be super frustrated about the technical details. I have so many questions about like how to start my company, how to what is with taxes, how it works, how the Facebook works, etc. I didn't know anything, and I knew I can spend some time. I could be super stubborn and not to spend any cent on this, and maybe it will take me a year if I will continue grinding to at least see some numbers. And I understood that I'm not the type of person I would give up for sure. So I need the help. I need that boost in the beginning. And your strategy was super new for me. So everybody was talking about Shopify dropshipping, just to see single store. And this, I saw these videos like 3 years ago, 2 years ago already. And I thought that probably it's not the best way to go. Also, super hype now. You have the TikTok strategy, organic one. I even had a call with some guy who is also quite popular on YouTube. But I didn't like the strategy itself. I also knew that I won't be able to film so many videos per day. I don't have so many time, and it didn't make sense to me. Like, okay, it's better to invest money. I have some money, and probably this is not the way to go. But then I saw the funnel strategy. It was so unique. And also I read some books about human psychology, so I know the basics, and it was like click for me, like, okay, this shit is probably working good, and I haven't seen it before, like at all. Um, and yeah, I saw your video probably by the end of January, and in the beginning of February, I already scheduled a call to ask you about how it works, etc., to speak with your team.
Yeah, and then we I think, did we have the call? I think I remember I had a call with you, if that's possible, or maybe you had with Ryan. I don't know.
Yes, so I had the call with Ryan, but he explained perfectly everything to me. He showed me how you guys work, what you guys give, and I already was kind of into it. I knew that I want to take action, but when he showed me even the program, how much value you have inside, it's not just the calls, or it's not just course which you watch and that's it. It's just I have access to the super experienced people, community. You give tools, you explain everything. For the beginner, it's It's so many value. It allowed me to like start like a rocket, just execute. Yeah,
Yeah, and then because you didn't watch the free course even before joining
I
the
did.
mentorship. Oh, you
I
did.
did. I did.
Ah,
I
okay,
did.
okay, okay.
I did. I watched it. But again, for the beginner, you don't have all the details there. I would believe that yeah, it is possible to do it with this free course anyway. But it will take you so much more time.
These are like the tiny details that change all the time. For example, what's
Yes,
the best way to set up a company right now? Where's the best Facebook ad account provider? Where's the best Facebook profile provider? What's the best Facebook ad strategy? All these things change every couple of weeks, which is something impossible to just do in a
I
free course.
totally agree. I mean, this also the one of the values. Like there are so many values. I can speak. I think half an hour on it. But just like the most valuable thing. Okay, you receive the instructions you need to follow. They are up to date. Yeah, Ecom space. It's like changing all the time. For my 3-4 months that I here, we changed the strategy for the Facebook scaling. I don't know how many times. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's good when you are in the circle of people who are up to date for sure.
It is 100% necessary. But especially, like you said, if you have a job and then you go out into the Wild West without, of course, you can start with the free course, but there's just so many unanswered things. And if you don't have a job, you can make it work with the free course 100% if you're dedicated and you keep grinding because you have a lot of free time and maybe you have some more money. But if you have a job and you only have 3 hours per day to work on it, you need to do everything right from the start. So I mean, congrats on making the right decision. I have a question for you because not everybody who has a job is able to combine it and become successful with dropshipping because it is very, very hard to have a job, work all day, and then come home, your energy is low, and then start building on your business and grind in it without even knowing if it's going to work or not. You have no trust in the system or in the strategy yet, even though you paid for a mentorship. How did you combine this job, working all day, then coming home and putting in your last hours to grind on your business?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy for sure. There shouldn't be any sweet words here. Just for everybody to expect that. Yeah, it's a hell. In the beginning, especially. If your habits also, where you got used to chill after your job and watch some Netflix or even go to the gym and spend some time there, etc. For example, I did. I used to go to the gym. I used to go to the sauna. I used to chill after the work. I realized that I don't have time. First weeks, I tried to combine, for example, 3 hours per day after my work. I switch off and I'm start grinding. And then I try to keep up with my old habits to chill a bit in the evening and maybe to do some workout. But I didn't have time. Unfortunately, I realized that, okay, I need to focus on it like 100%. So I allowed myself not to work out, even though it was kind of, I wasn't forcing myself to do it. It was kind of relax for my brain because I'm working with my brain. And yeah, 24/7, like focus on my business. Often when I was in the work, I was thinking about what I need to do when I will finish my work. My work started to struggle a bit because of it. I was less productive for sure. And that's what it takes. And no, I had zero time for any kind of hangouts with my friends. I even spoke with my parents on the phone like maybe once in 2 weeks because it takes time. So complete focus, no Netflix, no chill, nothing basically. For me, it was like that. Sometimes I worked until after midnight because I wanted to launch this product next day. I didn't want to miss this opportunity to not to launch it, and I slept less. Eventually, I felt that burnout. But that's the only way, guys. It's just if you are in the situation like I am, that I needed the cash flow, so I needed to stay on my job, even though I already managed to achieve some success in the beginning. I couldn't quit immediately. So this is the only way. To be able to quit faster, you need to work harder.
And just to let the people know, you now quit, right?
Yeah. I have 3 months notice.
Yes.
3 months notice, but in 3 months I'm gone. And this is also a big driver, guys. I mean, I'm burning this ship, so like I'm not coming back.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. Yeah.
Yes. And if that's not motivates you, I don't know what will, because I don't have a pillow to fall on. I don't have a chance to live with my parents, be broke without money. If I'm broke, I will be on the street. So.
But it might seem like a risk, but the bigger risk is your future life being wasted, because there's a future you watching over you right now, waiting for you to pull the fucking trigger and quit your job and go all in into dropshipping. Because last month, I think you did 15K profit or something, right?
Yes. I mean, overall, during the mentorship, it was around 17K profit.
Mm-hmm.
It's always already after not only just the profit after the Facebook ads and cost of goods, but counting out of the ads spent, we spent on Minia, Funnelist, Shopify, all the apps, including the salary for my VAs already. So that number, this scaled eventually to 17, but it's still.
And how much of that was made in the last month?
Well, in the last months, I think 50% or maybe a little bit less, because last 2 months I was doing the numbers.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's great. And like many people will probably listen to what you just said about combining your job and about it being a hell, monk mode hell. But it was only 4 months, right? Or 3.5 months or something. So it's not like you're giving up your life entirely for the next few years. You just did it very intensely over the past couple months. Now you're making, I don't know, double or triple what you were making in your job. And now you can finally let go and put all of your work. Imagine you put all of your working hours every single day into your dropshipping business now. It's going to go exponential. And then you can finally go back to the gym, go back to the sauna, and the sacrifice has been made. So it's not that crazy. It's just very intense in the beginning.
That's true. Also, this is what I think about, that I'm sacrificing at the moment, and I have this delayed reward. So I expect to receive the more benefits in the future. So it's true. The one motivation.
And when and how did you get your first win in the program?
When I started, I actually started from the scratch. So I needed to open my company. I need to set up my structures, etc., etc. So it took me a while. I believe I launched my product exactly 3 weeks after I joined the program. So that's how long it took me to figure out the structure and figure out the formalities as well. Sometimes it takes longer, guys.
Yeah.
But after that, I remember I took a vacation on my job for 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, now I will crush it, and inside those 2 weeks I will find a winner or something like that. That was my intention, and I launched my first product, and it was already making some sales. So I remember I was just jumping out of happiness because I had some first sales. And eventually I scaled the product to 700 in revenue per day, like the first one, the very first one. And eventually I even earned $500 out of it. but it was that. It wasn't. I wasn't able to scale it more.
What was the
We leave
product?
it. It was knee patches.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, knee patches. I know a lot of people tried it. I had probably a good funnel. I remember you told me that like for the first funnel it was like looking great. But then literally after that, so these 2 weeks I spent on vacation. I tested one product per day. I remember it wasn't easy in the beginning because I was learning. So it took me for the first funnel. It took me really 12 hours because I was figuring out. I used Canva for the first time. I created
There's
logo
so
for the
much you
first
have
time.
to learn. It's crazy in the beginning. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
overwhelming, but it's you get used to it very fast, right?
yes, now I am able to create the funnel in 3 hours, so and
Yeah,
it will look good.
yeah.
That's how it takes. But in the beginning it was like that. It was very hard. So one product per day, you would be like very good student if you will launch one product per day, really, because in the beginning it's hard. And I had no sales for 2 weeks, so it was some sales. So I tested almost 15 products, and it was like literally shit. I remember I felt like shit, that what the fuck I'm doing. I had those thoughts in the beginning that, oh my god, like 2 weeks of vacation and I like didn't find my winner. Like it's disaster. I will come back to my work and then everything will start over, etc. But literally, we popped on the call with you. You give me some advices, also to retest some products with different angles. I did some improvements, and I remember I wasn't sleeping from the night to Saturday to Sunday. It was the last day of my vacation, basically. And Sunday is always a juicy day to test some products, and I didn't want to miss that. And I created 3 funnels in one night to test on Sunday. And in these 3 products, it was one that was a winner, and it was my first winner. Um, that's kind of how it happened. And it I didn't expect this product to be a winner. It was like simple product, but eventually I understood that the marketing angle was pretty good. So
Can you give away this product or not? No, no problem if you don't want to.
I don't know. It was basically
What was the niche? What was the type of product? What was the demographic of the product?
let's say it was a snoring product. So snoring problem. It's a kind of huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
And
now.
yes, yes. So, and my success was with it. I think the key to success was because a lot of people in the mentorship, I know, because I see it. It's my product that I tested. You can easily see in Ads Library, other stores. A lot of people tested it, and it worked for me because I used the ad that nobody used before. I found it somewhere in US store, and I haven't even seen it before, and I haven't seen it in EU market. So, and this was the ad which worked for me.
Yeah,
So that was the key.
that's usually the easiest way to do it. If it hasn't been run yet in the EU markets, test it right away before even blinking. And that's what you did, because that night you grinded out 3 funnels before even going to sleep. And then boom, you got yourself a winning product.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's,
So it's a bit of a luck, but here is the key to success. For example, if you see this, you just need to immediately execute. No excuses. Don't go to sleep. Just build your funnel yourself. If your
Yeah.
funnel builder is not working.
I had the same thing with my first like massive winner 3 years ago. I told this at the event as well, the green tea mask. I saw this ad. It was sitting in my product research sheet, I remember, and I never saw this ad and this product in European markets before. And it was right in Chinese New Year's, where you're not supposed to test anything at all. But I thought, let's just test this shit anyways. I tested it as one of the first ones in Europe, and it went crazy. So timing is obviously still super important with dropshipping. But what was the biggest change for you to do consistent numbers and to scale even further?
Don't stop grinding. So eventually, and during those 2 weeks, I understood a lot. But also, you learn a lot when you have the winner, and you're like, okay, you hear from coaches a lot of valuable stuff, but once you are not there, it's hard to project it in yourself. And once you have this winner, you can analyze what was so good about it, and you can understand it on your example, and that gives you the experience to do the better product research, to even to see the products from the competitors, and for example, okay, but this angle, this snoring angle may be used with this product, or maybe you have, for example, snoring winner. You look what the fuck products are there in the snoring niche, and maybe you can find more there. So um, a lot of more options are kind of open, but uh, key to success here is not to stop. I mean, you can be happy, you find your first winner, but move on, because it will die eventually. And if you don't find your next winner, you would be like still in the level you were before. So keep testing.
And I also saw, I remember in the mentorship, you were very, very consistent. So you had very consistent 30+% profit margins. I remember. How did you manage to get those margins? It's very hard to do that consistently.
Yeah. I remember that that I experienced this shitty performance when I scaled harder. So more than 50% in revenue. And I thought, okay, I will try 20% scaling or lower scaling. So I tried to test. So I tested like 35%. It wasn't good. I tried 25. It wasn't good. I tried 20 and it worked. So, okay, I scaled 20% only each day, and the performance was better than always. So, because before I scaled more, one day I was bad, next day was okay. Then again I scaled, then again the same, and it wasn't consistent. So I was spending my cash flow, and I was thinking how I can optimize it. So I tried it by myself. I remember, I think I was one of the first guys who shared it in our group call. The guys, was working for me, and then we changed our strategy. So it was cool as well.
Yeah, everybody's seeing, because like when you started, the official dropshipping scaling strategy was to double the budget every single day until it crashed, and then maybe slow down a little bit. And this all changed now. 3 months later, it completely changed. Now we only scale between 10 and 35% usually. So people, by the way, if you want my full Facebook ad strategy, you can DM me at Samuel Ecom on Instagram, the word Facebook, and you'll get it right over. It's a PDF. It's updated every single month for free. But yeah, everything changes so fast, and you test it. And that's very important, to not just stick to one thing and one thing only, but also to use your own brain and to really test per campaign what's working and what's not.
Yeah. I mean, also a lot of new ads. Try to test also pictures, like different angles, different sometimes even ad copies. That's also I for my first product. Not to lie, I test a shit ton of ads. In general, I remember I was numbering my campaigns, and usually I had like three ads in campaign, and I reached the number of 17 or 18, something like that. And some of them worked. Of course, first one, winning one, was the best performer all the time, but I was able to find some more campaigns which I was scaled to less numbers, but still. So I never stopped testing.
Yeah. So this strategy right now, the updated Facebook strategy, is scale much slower and test new ads much earlier. So what I tell everyone to do now is to test new ads as soon as you're profitable for the first 3 days in a row. So as soon as you hit 3 days consistent profit, then it is time to test new ads with a new campaign. But a very important question I think I have to ask you is, what is your daily routine and what was it in the beginning? I'm sure it hasn't changed with combining the job and then with working.
It's not super. Let's say it's not super complex because after the job I don't have much time to spend, so I cannot plan the whole day for those activities. So usually, of course, during the day I'm checking the numbers. I can do it on my phone, or I have my private laptop always next to me if something goes wrong to correct it, because on scale you can lose a lot of money if you don't have your laptops, guys. It's also important to have your laptop also always beside you. And so after job, after work, I usually check out the numbers. Check out at the moment I already check out what my funnel builder already did. So I have small team. I have a VA for customer service. And the funnel builder. Before I did this by myself, and it was harder. So you want to outsource as fast as possible. This also what I was learned in this program, because I think if I wasn't in this mentorship in theory, and I found my first winner, I won't be thinking about outsourcing the customer VA or hiring more people. I just because of the lack of the experience, and you can be stuck in this, become the employee in your own business, and also lose your time. So in the beginning, yeah, I was doing by myself. Now I have more free time. So at the moment, I check what my funnel builder did, then do some product research. I try to do it every day, just to see if something is new is coming and what the hell is going on in the market, what winners are running. Yeah, for sure. And once you're analyzing and you see, for example, somebody already scaled the shit out of some product, also good just to open his store, translate it if it's in a different language, to understand which angle did he use, and what was the winning strategy, what was his winning at, because it can help you in the future. That's the one tip that I'm using. I'm still building the funnel by myself as well, just to have more possibility to test more. So I do that. Then if I still have time, I also prepare the video ads, so translation of the ads or editing of the ads. And by the end of the day, I'm launching the products for the next day, checking the campaigns, scaling them, descaling them, killing them. So also sharing the numbers with you guys in the chat, receiving some feedbacks on improvements on my funnels from you, or some advices how to scale, what to test next, etc. So more or less it's the same each day. So just funnel building, checking what they did, do your ads, check on your campaigns.
Mm-hmm. And how do you keep pushing yourself now that you've seen some success? I'm sure these are not your final goals yet. As you said, you want to retire your parents, so that's a very good, very audacious goal. But how do you keep pushing yourself?
In the beginning, it was just I had the motivation from the beginning. Plus, like, I invested in some money in business, so the motivation was like, I don't want to just lose it. Like, then what the fuck I'm doing if I just investing money and doing shit? So that was the motivation. Also, I was looking to the alternatives. So okay, if I stop now, then what is the alternative? To work 9 to 5 all the time? No, it's not something that I want to. And now, what helps me and to look back what I already did. I know it's not a lot, it's just a beginning, but also it keeps me motivated. So, okay, like if I stop now, then why was all of the struggles that I already experienced, man? So, like, what was that for, just to give up now because I have some issue with Facebook, or I cannot find a winner for some week or whatever. Yeah. So this is something, just what is the alternative? No, there is no way you will lose unless you just quit. So if you just continue
100%.
to do it,
It's
it
easy.
will
It's
work.
so simple, but I don't know why, but most people don't understand this. You cannot lose if you do not quit. Once you quit, it's over. But if you just keep going, however long it takes, however hard it gets, some journeys are different. Some paths are different. For some people, it's gonna take one product. For some people, it's gonna take 100 products. But
Yeah,
as
for
long as you
sure.
keep going, there's no other option than success.
For sure. And just to add on top of that, I feel burned out sometimes because I'm still working and I'm still working on the business. 4 months, it's not easy. Sometimes I barely sleep. Yes, because I told you that sometimes I'm just working after midnight just to launch the product. For the guys who are working in that mode, it won't be easy. And if you are feel that you are close on the burnout, just take one day chill. One day just to reload, because you cannot grind in that mode. At least my experience, that when I'm trying already to force myself, like I had like really hard day on my work. I didn't sleep well previous night, and I'm sitting and working on my business in the evening. I feel sometimes that I'm not concentrated. My productivity is low. I'm doing shitty job, but I'm also wasting my time. I could just go to sleep, have some rest, and next day to reload myself and start with new forces. So it's important if you are combining with job, and you really you know that you did a good job last few weeks, and you feel the burnout. One day chill, it will reload yourself. It will help.
100%. And you also don't strike me as someone who is scrolling on Instagram and TikTok too
No,
much and wasting time on YouTube and stuff like that.
not at
So,
all. I resigned from that a few years.
so that's also super important because for you, it is now normal to sleeping is relaxing. But for most people, this is not the case. They have to grab their phone, they have to scroll. This is a habit of them.
You don't relax when you scroll on your phone. Your brain is still working even though you think that you are chilling. So that's at least what I feel, right? And that's why I give up it like a lot even before I joined the mentorship, because I was feeling shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now for me to take a rest is just to not to be in front of my computer and not to sitting on the chair that my partner is now telling that this chair is your life now. So we just go out to see some movies or to restaurant, this to take a walk.
Take it slow, like a normal life. Yes, that's very important as well. I think because most people, young people who feel the need to make a lot of money, they feel the need because they saw something on YouTube or on TikTok on Instagram. But these habits that they have are just so insane that makes it impossible to combine this with work, let alone just combine this with normal life. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't have these destructive habits. Now, one more question. Personally, what are your future goals? You already talked about your parents, but what else do you want? Do you want to move abroad? Do you want to hit a certain amount of money in the bank? Do you want to build a massive business? What is it for you?
I mean, I have let's say a short-term goal that I didn't achieve yet. I want to hit 10K days. So this is the short-term goal. Long term, I was visualizing my journey, and I was looking at your example, um, to go to the Portugal, to adjust my taxes in the future. I think it can be definitely an option for me, but that's something that I'm like looking forward in some I don't know, not the nearest future, because I need to build a consistency, hit the 10K days, quit my job finally after this 3 months notice, just to invest more time, prepare for Q4, expand through more markets. So I'm preparing to launch in Germany. Definitely will need more time. Actually, also just to add to the previous things, you would need to eventually to quit your job. Inevitably, you won't be able to sit on two chairs, because like now I see that I will launch the German store, I will have zero time at all for my job. Probably I will be already fucking around because I'm quitting, and it's not possible to grow if you invest then more hours. So this is the plan to expand, to grow, to expand in new markets. Also maybe in Poland. I'm native. I know Polish language, and I see this big competitive advantage other student has who know Dutch. That's a good thing. Maybe in Poland it will work for me. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's also funny. You do not speak a word Dutch, right? Not a single word. And for the people who don't know yet, he's successfully selling in the Netherlands and Belgium, Dutch speakers. Because I have some beginners who come to me, no, it's impossible. I don't speak Dutch. I obviously cannot make money in these markets. But obviously you can.
That's why you need this mentorship, guys. Eventually you can hire the proofreader, etc. But when you will do the higher numbers, but in the mentorship you have this help. Even if you think that you did a good job, you did the good copywriting, but maybe in the rare cases the translation can be fucked. But in 95% of the time, ChatGPT does the job.
And if there's a tiny error in your title or in your benefits or where it matters, then we are there to help you because all the coaches are native Dutch speakers.
Correct.
All right, man. And then one last important question. What is your advice for the beginner who is listening to this interview right now? Your number one piece of advice?
For the beginners who didn't start, just start. Don't find any excuses. If you don't have money, just earn, go to some job, invest in this. Don't overthink. The drop shipping is that. Also, I had that thought in the beginning, like, but maybe if I will start, it's here for so long that it will not work. No, just don't overthink. You have, for example, my example again, some guy that you see in the internet that did some numbers and just started in 2024. So it's just a matter of the strategy and right coaches. And this is something new. You for sure you will not see anything like that with other mentorship program or coaches. This is working. We see a lot of I see a lot of students. I had a chance to speak with a lot of them on the event we had live in Belgium. So don't overthink. Just start. For the guys who already did started and struggling to find the winner and thinking it's not impossible, don't think like that. Also, the mindset is very important. I don't think that it's impossible, for example. And even if I'm at the moment I'm down because I wasn't able to devote a lot of time last 2 weeks to my business, I know that success is inevitable if I continue to do it. So just keep a positive thinking. If you did something wrong, look what you did wrong. Seek for the guidance. Seek for the advice from experienced guys, and then your success would be inevitable.
That's also some very interesting insight. Positive thinking is a habit that you need to develop yourself. A lot of people think negatively from themselves. I was also that way in the past, but just positive enough to believe in dropshipping anyways. But keep positive thinking. You have to be optimistic. And this is not dumb or you're not protecting yourself by being pessimistic at all. You need to be positive because only then the doors will open. But yeah, man, very, very interesting. I motivated myself already. I'm 100% sure we can go to these 10K days in the next 30 days. This is a very good goal. I think right now is like the shittiest time of the year for dropshipping at this moment when we're speaking right now. And it's only going to go like this, especially when Q4 starts and you've added Germany as well, Sweden probably too. We're 100% going to hit 10K days, probably 20K days in Q4. So yeah, man, thank you very much for doing this interview. I highly appreciate it. And I look forward to scaling your business even more.